Welcome to So You Think You Can Write, where we give serious writing critique without taking ourselves too seriously. My name is Lindsay, and with me is...
Janette, Rallison.
Connor Blaylock.
Booher.
Adrienne, Quintana.
All right. So the rules of the contest are that we are going to have one of us act as a narrator who will be reading the first page submission that we received. Today, that's going to be me. Then the other four are going to act as judges with a point of view of an agent or editor reading a first page for...
Which means we'll be mean.
Some of them might be mean, but most of them aren't really mean. And that at any point, if they decide they would stop reading the entry, they will do that. Hopefully not all at the same time.
Oh, it's fine. You keep it. You keep it.
And then at the end of the at the end of the process, we will talk about what was good and
What
needs a little bit of
needs
work. All right. All right, so today's submission is Sammy, the Guardian Angel. A cloud enveloped the guardian angel's office complex in heaven. Michael, the archangel and director of operations, walked out of his office and approached the desk of a rookie guardian angel named Sammy.
I just didn't really, introducing characters by giving their names. It wasn't very varied. We've got three characters jumping in here, and it also feels a little cliche, just a little. That's all.
Okay. All right, you can move your buzzer up now.
Oh, I like it right here.
No.
You break the rules.
I'm going. It'd be like, wow.
Okay, fine, keep going.
Sammy, I've got something for you, Michael said, placing a folded piece of pink notepaper in Sammy's hand. Sammy tensed up as he looked from his hand to his boss. Is this the dreaded pink slip? Is it over for...
Okay, I don't know if he's saying this out loud, if it's thoughts. I'm confused at this point about this dialogue. That's, there's no punctuation. Let me know who. I'm assuming it's his thoughts, but is he saying this out loud? That's all. So I would probably start reading at this point.
Because of his thoughts, it really should be in italics. Okay.
Well, or something to let me know that he's thinking it, or is he saying it out loud?
Is it over for me? No more guardian angel? Looking up at Michael for a clue.
Yeah, okay. One of my pet peeves is when we start words with ing, like looking, glancing over my shoulder, because novice writers overuse that sentence construct, and it's really not a natural construct. Like if you're talking to somebody, and telling them something. No, but that wasn't the beginning of the sentence.
I'm just messing with you.
You don't say, glancing at my watch, I noticed I was late. Like when Aaron was late, he said...
I did.
Every episode, was this going to be a thing?
Here, lean forward, I'll pull it out.
He started with I picked up my phone and I saw
did.
what time
Yeah,
it was.
that's true, he did.
So when you're
I
using
said
that kind
breaking my back.
No,
Yes.
I remember it differently. I think he said, whacking the wall was I.
Yes.
of... was I,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So anyway, it's a red flag to agents and editors if
Whacking
you're
the
doing
wall.
that.
That's what I'm going to call my story that I write about this realistic concrete breaking story.
Whacking the wall.
Whacking the wall.
Well, and actually, but that's okay because you're using it as a noun in that case. So, like if you say dancing is my favorite hobby, then that's fine because you're using it as a noun. But if you're
Accurate.
like dancing across the floor, I came upon Randy and.
Which really wouldn't happen.
Right.
Don't
Yeah. Okay.
don't think you're going to see me on a dance floor. Okay. Don't.
So Padawan learners do not use that construct on your first page because it is a red flag for agents and editors.
Unless they're Padawanging.
Yeah.
And then you can use.
Yes. So.
Padawan.
Use the force.
Okay, keep going.
We're
Looking up at Michael for a clue as to its contents, Sammy only saw his placid expression. It made Sammy even more nervous. Michael was intimidating with the same strong, athletic build.
Don't tell us that he's intimidating. Show us why. That you can say that somebody is something, or you can actually show us his intimidation. Show is always better than tell.
Okay, so Michael was intimidating. With the same strong athletic build he had when God sent him to challenge the devil for the body of Moses. In Sammy's first performance review, Michael had expressed some displeasure with Sammy's tendency to be easily distracted, much like members of our panel. Well aware. Sorry, that's not in there. I was just adding that. Sorry. Sammy reluctantly parted the folded pink note and peeked into it. He saw 2 words. Sammy shuddered at what it could mean. Under Michael's watchful eye, Sammy took a closer look, and to his relief, it was a name, not something bad like "you're fired." He read the words out loud. Wayne Wolfrick. Is that right? Yes, he's your new assignment, said Michael. He lives on the North American continent in Davenport, Iowa,
He definitely
USA.
Needs saving, man. He definitely needs savings if he's in Davenport. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
He's in the 3rd grade at Adams Elementary School. 3rd grade? Is this going to be a lifetime assignment? That's not my call, Sammy. There's the first page, which got 4 buzzers.
Did we all buzz?
We did.
Yes.
Buzz.
We did.
It's missing some punctuation too.
Yeah.
So I think this, yeah, well,
Okay.
Okay, but since at the end you can see that the character looks like he's going to be watching a 3rd grader. If this is like a middle grade, there's some strengths in here that you could probably get away with in terms of having a guardian angel and a 3rd grader mixed together, especially if it's a 3rd grade boy, would probably be a pretty interesting combination.
Yeah.
And so there could be some real potential with this, and you've got to kind of lay down the rules of magic, so to speak, with this pretty early on, and use those to your advantage as you continue.
Well, and in a way that does this. I mean, because we are in heaven, right? And guardian angel,
Sammy,
yeah, and Sammy. So we definitely get an idea that there will be some of that in the story.
right?
Right. And I thought the language did seem to me to be really young, which didn't at first with the subject matter, because we have an adult character. So I at first didn't think that matched. But then when we got down to the 3rd grade, I thought, oh, maybe the language is this way because this is like a middle grade. In which case, then it's a little bit different. But I still felt like we had a lot of telling here. We had a lot of telling words. Sammy saw only it made Sammy even more nervous. Michael was intimidating. Those are all telling phrases. It's
even
like,
in that first sentence when we've got, we've got him telling us that he's approaching the desk of the rookie guardian angel named Sammy. I think he can show us, or the author can show us that the guardian angel Sammy is a rookie by having him slip up on something, or just show us that he's new instead of telling us that he's the rookie. I think would be nice. Right.
Well, and I feel like we need to be deeply in his head, so we need to be experiencing it like we're channeling him instead of having the narrator kind of tell us what's going on. I
You
hope
think
that
another
makes
angel
sense.
might walk by and say, "Hey, rookie"?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be one way to get that out.
Hey, rookie, Michael's coming. And then
You better hide.
Then you could like tense up and you
showed he
could
was
show that he's
intimidating,
intimidating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome.
But I think there's, in terms of like subject matter, if this is a middle grade, I see some potential.
Yeah, I like I like guardian angels. I mean,
Yeah.
that just seems like a fun, fun genre, fun subject matter. A lot of interesting things can happen.
Sounds very light and jolly. So if that's what the author is going for, then definitely that seems to succeed. All right, so let's move on to judging. Before that, let's talk about prizes. Someone want to talk about prizes? Brock?
Once per quarter, we're going to give away one of these William Shakespeare air fresheners.
This room is so fresh right now because there's like 4 of them in here right
Forsooth.
now. Oh, heaven.
And if you really are hurting from our critique, we have some bandages for you, Shakespearean insult bandages. And I'm not sure, Janette brought this Talk Darcy to me mug,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure when this is. This the annual prize? I don't know.
She's
The
blushing.
annual prize is we have a couple publishers, Cedar, Ford, and Shadow Mountain, who will give us first chapter critiques. Get out of the slush pile. It's not like they give you a card or anything, but they'll take a look at your.
Maybe they
manuscript.
could give him a card.
That
No,
would
a
be
car.
A car. We could make some cards.
A new card.
You've got a new card.
It's a lot less exciting when that D gets put on the word.
Make sure it's not a pink card like Sammy got.
No.
I think we're also giving away some critiques, correct?
Yes.
To the winners every quarter, or is
Every
it
month. Every month.
It has not been determined, but we did determine
No.
that It'll be a 5-page critique this month,
Author of your
unless you
choice.
pick Aaron. And if you pick Aaron, it's going to be 10 pages because he was late.
Please don't.
So pick Aaron.
That was
Or
3 weeks ago. He was late.
Instead of
Yeah,
10
3
pages,
weeks ago he
still
was
talking
late.
about
And
can
we're
do
still
your
talking
job.
about it.
We have long memories. And then we have worn the same clothing every week
Every
since
week.
then.
That's what we
so,
I have had a morning.
so you missed an entire episode. So that's your penalty.
Hey, you know what, folks? If you think we got it right, put a comment below. If you think we got it wrong, put a comment below. Or you can go to Instagram.
You can also find us on Instagram, Ready, Set, Right Podcast. We're on Twitter as well, though I'm not as good at tweeting, and none of us really understand that so well. So try
I
us
tweet.
on Insta.
I just started a Twitter war with Mark Hamill this week. That's right, Luke
Seriously?
Skywalker. I did. You should totally
Really?
check it out. I did.
What did he say?
I tried to start
tell you
one with
later.
Trump, but
Okay.
he's ignoring me.
No,
Anyways.
you don't want that.
Or if you think it's unfair that while Aaron was gone, we decided that he could do a 10-page
Put a
critique.
comment
Yes,
below.
comment.
You
Please.
can.
Comment.
Of course, you're also welcome to say, yes, Aaron should always have to do that. Any kind of comment like that, go ahead
Or
and
come
put
up
it
with a
down.
better punishment.
No, listen. Mercy.
More
Mercy.
sledgehammering. than
No,
your
no.
Let's let him anymore.
Hey, we got to vote on this piece.
Oh, let's vote.
Oh, we forgot about that.
Let's vote.
All right, so I'm going to give it a right. I think it kind of needs to go back and, I'm just going to say it needs right.
Okay.
I like the situation, so I'd say keep the situation, but just the writing needs work. So I'm going to go with right also. Wait, are you laughing?
Because you're trying to be nice, but that was just, you're like, you know what? I really like what you did, except for everything you wrote.
Here's a Band-Aid.
So if you can just fix that, all the rest of it was good. I'm with her. Right. You're trying to be so nice, though. But he's like, you're just sitting there. Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to say right also. It needs some rewrite. I might even start with the, instead of starting with the Guardian Angel, maybe start with the third grader and start at that viewpoint perhaps.
Yeah, and I'm going to say right also. If this is a middle grade, I would say look at it because we were a little confused by the wording and some of that. So I would say if it's middle grade, stick with, make sure that you feel the genre in the very first page.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we did all that wrap-up stuff before we did the voting, so we
Yeah.
don't have to do that again.
There we go.
So,
Right.
until next time, get ready.
Get set.
Right.